The Nisqually River in September 2007 is just a trickle compared to the flooding that occurred in November 2006. Join me as I hike the Wonderland Trail and survey the changes made since that devastating flood.
Hi, I'm Steve, back at Mt Rainier National Park for my annual trek. This year I'm electing to do it in 3 days. Weather forecast is fabulous. Every day is sunny and in the low 70s, and that's down lower, so it'd be nice and cool, but not too cool up here. I happen to have a string of days off during this time frame, and I needed to get out on the trail this year for my annual trek and update the trail conditions following last year's severe flooding. I'm using some new equipment this year. I have these trekking poles, which I got from Gossamer Gear, and these are pure carbon poles with cork grips. There's nothing fancy to them. There's no shock absorption. There's no straps. There's no multiple settings, but they weigh 5.6 ounces, and that's for the pair, and it's like there's nothing here at all. I also am using a Gossamer Gear pack. Pack weighs about a pound. I've got a 1 pound sleeping bag. I've got a 1 pound bivy bag, since the weather is supposed to be good and I'm going to be having long days, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time in camp. One great thing about this pack is inside the pack I have food, the bivy bag, the sleeping bag, and my clothing, and with these outside pockets it allows me to put everything that I need during the day within reach: sunglasses, water bottle, maps. There's a long pocket where I can put some other gear. A couple of good pockets in the back where I put this jacket when I'm not using it, and two on the side. Water bottle here, miscellaneous items here that I need access to, and my sleeping pad folds up and goes right in this pocket, and that's the back for the pack.
My 12-year-old daughter also uses a Gossamer Gear pack, and we both agree if it's scrambling, hiking, or climbing, they carry like a dream. Okay, as soon as you enter the Nisqually entrance, you can start to see the changes that have occurred. Sunshine Point Campground, which I used to use with my kids, is no longer there, wiped away by the Nisqually River. The Couts Creek changed course upstream and is just a trickle compared to what it used to be at this point. Just up the road, it emerged from the trees, spilling over the road. The road was repaired with new culverts to accommodate this new creek course. I'll start and end my hike at Longmire, concentrating on the damage done by the severe flooding of 2006 and the subsequent repairs that have been accomplished by the Park Service and its volunteers. The huge volume of water that cascaded down the mountain in 2006 has changed practically all of the creek and river crossings. Boulders deposited by probably Couts Creek overflowing right in the middle of the forest here. This is interesting. This was a raging river at one point. A significant impact was the loss of Pyramid Creek Camp, which resided between the Couts and the Pyramid Creeks. Picturesque and well-established log bridges have been replaced by boulder fields, rubble, downed trees, and new bridges. Yeah, we just tore through here. New toilet, a devil's dream. Like the renovation of Indian Henry's patrol cabin, new money is evident in the park.
Nice. Don't even have to get off trail for these berries. They're right here.
One of the benefits of hiking in September, no bugs and lots of berries.
Well, I'm fed and watered, ready to hit the trail again. It is starting to break up, and I expect clear skies into this evening, and I'm sure I'll be hiking at nighttime on my way to Golden Lakes. I've got my trail shoes adjusted. My wife won't let me wear these into town. I can't understand why. Function over fashion when it comes to trail hiking. So off we go.
Although the Tahoma Creek suspension bridge was unaffected by the floods, there is evidence of new erosion. Salmon berries also make a good snack.
Well, the sun is out, but the wind is a-blowing up here. It's a little more erosion on the side of the hill next to the ridge. Well, it's 4 p.m. at the South Puyallup River Camp. Well, I might be doing a little sweating, although I try to avoid it as much as I can as I ascend up to Campground Park. So, I did bring some salty foods to replace some of the salts that I'm going to lose. I'm also drinking as much water as I can. I've got a belly full right now, and there's a couple of snacks that are mostly complex carbohydrates. And then I'll have more protein when I get into camp this evening, and eat as much as I can to recover for tomorrow. So a few chips, and then we're off for Campground Park.
The South Puyallup River was as turbulent as ever. With the closing of the West Side Road in 1990, St. Andrews Park and Campground Park are now some of the least accessible areas.
You're going to make a lot of decisions preparing for your backpacking trip. There's one irrefutable fact that you can't escape. Every pound that you put in your pack is going to cost you. You're going to have to make a withdrawal from the bank. That pound needs to be lifted 21,000 feet, and that's going to cost you energy. That pound needs to be lowered 21,000 feet. That's going to cost you a little energy and mostly stress on your braking muscles, on your knees, your ligaments, and your tendons. If you take that pound out of your pack, if it's unnecessary, you've just made a deposit into the bank, and you can do with it what you may. If you want to just do the same distance that you'd originally planned, you're going to do it with less energy and with less stress, and your hike is going to be more enjoyable. Or if you want to capitalize on that deposit, you can turn it into more distance for the same amount of energy and the same amount of stress. The decision is yours.
The destruction of the North Puyallup River Bridge prevented through hikers from doing the Wonderland Trail until the middle of August.
Here's the new bridge over the North Puyallup. Very nice.